Welcome back to Backward Point Podcast, PSL Daily number 1. Today, we are going to break down the first match that happened between Islamabad United and Lahore Qalandars. With me, as always, my brother, my co-host, my guy, Bashar Sayed, wearing the United hat. Bashar, we have lots to discuss. We're going to be talking about the PSL opening ceremony. Was it a best or was it a bust? We're going to talk about the match summary itself. We're going to talk about the impact of this game. And we're going to talk about why Lahore always sucks so bad. With me is you. Floor is yours.
Is it possible to pre-record the audio of the podcast so I can come on here and just lip sync it?
I mean, honestly, might as well. You know what? One of the really funny things that I thought we could have done for the intro of this podcast was like, you say my intro and I can just lip sync it. But that would have been a lot of work. But yeah, I mean, you're right. This is just, where do we start? Where do we end?
I started off by wearing my United hat because it is PSL season and I don't want there to be any secrets of who I am supporting. Now, it is not just because of this season or the past season, but for the past 3 seasons, a guy like me who is from Karachi, the streets of Gulistan and Johor, Karachi, has chosen to support Islamabad United as its main team in the PSL.
Now, as I hold an Naseem Shah ball in my hand that is signed by Naseem Shah, and you talk about support, I have to mention who is supporting Backward Point. And a lot of you guys might think it's a certain brand, but it's actually a completely different company. This time around, for the PSL dailies, we have another company supporting us called Sendwave. Sendwave is a money transferring company. Now, we've never worked with a money transferring company before. There have been talks and discussions with other companies, but we just did not want to go that route because we just didn't use their product as much. Sendwave has completely covered us over. We have moved our entire apparatus of money sending to Pakistan because you know this. Our graphics team, our editing team sits in Pakistan, in Lahore and Islamabad. We moved them over from other companies onto Sendwave. They have the most competitive rates. And if you're sitting in the US, you will feel it the most. If you send over $100 back to Pakistan, you will see the competitive rates kicking in and you'll see how much money you're sending back, how much money you're saving in. And it's like one of the best services that I've used about money transfer.
It's fast, it's secure, and there's no sending fees.
And that's not it, Bashar. The kind people at Sendwave have given Backward Point a special code. Do you want to tell what the code is?
Score PK.
Score PK. SCORE PK. If you use that code and you're using Sendwave for the first time, you get $10 off on your first purchase.
It's a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer. Use Sendwave. Let them know that we send you by using our code, Score PK, and have a great time. You will see the difference when you guys use this app. If you guys use any other competitors, come over to Sendwave, use their product, and let us know. What do you guys think?
Try it out. I think I just used it for our first transfer to Pakistan, and I thought the app was very easy to use. The transfer was very fast. It was secure, and the rates were competitive.
The best part, no transfer fees. So when you save money on that, you can save money on the other stuff as well. They have an exchange rate fees, but everybody does. They don't have a transfer fees, guys. You guys save money throughout this whole process. It's not only for the US, it's for Canada and the Europe as well. But when you're in the US, you'll feel it the most.
What did you make of the PSL opening ceremony? And I asked that because in hindsight, I just remembered I was at last year's PSL opener.
Oh, yes, please.
I was in Lahore, the streets of Lahore, at the Gaddafi Stadium, Lahore.
Pre-renovation, correct.
I think I had to go through like 7 security checks to get inside, which is in hindsight not as bad because we had the same amount of security checks at the Dubai Stadium as well.
I was just going to say, like, security checks now, like, I don't mind anymore. After going to Dubai Stadium, which literally, it starts from not even near the gate. It starts with your car right outside, like 2 kilometers away. And then you almost never get in.
In my experience of watching the last year's PSL opening ceremony is that they used these black cranes to held the stage up. And my seat was at long on. I was in the VIP stand, which is almost one of the best stands you can purchase. And when that ceremony ended, that black crane was in my view. It was blocking my view. And so I paid premium money. Well, I didn't pay premium money.
Thank you, Islamabad United, for giving me
shout out to Islu. But like, imagine somebody paying premium money, sitting in the VIP stand, and their view being blocked by one of the cranes.
Yeah.
And not only that, but if I got there early, I had to see Ima Beg perform. Like, there's something going on with the PCB where any PCB PSL event, Ima Beg has to be there.
You say performing inverted commas, I believe. because there's no performance if you're not actually singing.
Correct.
When are these guys going to actually perform? It's been like years and years of these opening ceremonies and we can't figure out live audio. Guys, anybody?
This is just banking on what happened at the PSL draft, where they also had audio issues there. So this time they're like, we're not going to have audio issues. We'll just not have live music. It'll just be lip syncing.
Then why have an opening ceremony? Like, and I don't know about you, but how do you feel about the augmented reality set that they give, like they produce for the live streams?
It was kind of nice.
You liked it?
It was nice. Like for a moment, I was like, yo, is that the actual PSL trophy just life size?
Yeah, I mean, there at one point during the toss, the United Pakistan shot through the Rawalpindi Stadium.
Wow.
Did you see this? It was crazy. Like there was a shot of like, you know, as they were like the drone shots of the ground, and then obviously they were using AR. And right in the middle of the pitch, the United Pakistan just sprouts up. And I'm like, there's so much to be said about that imagery.
A for effort.
A for effort. All right. So the opening ceremony sucked, even though they had really big names. But
what did actually was not suck was the fireworks. So
was that AR as well?
They have new lights. They have new lights in the Pindi Stadium. Shout out to the ICC and the Champions Trophy. But they closed the lights and they had like a 5-minute fireworks situation there, which was kind of nice to see.
If through the TV you really enjoyed it, eh?
I did.
Okay. So yeah, lip sync, bad. Fireworks, okay. But in all, do we need an opening ceremony like that? Like, what are we trying to do here?
What
purpose does it serve?
I'm still shocked at the fact that we had a full crowd in Pindi.
Why are you shocked about that?
I'm shocked because we talked about this in the last podcast, but there is a Pakistan cricket pulse. And with Pakistan being kicked out of the first round of the last 2 ICC tournaments, the Pakistan Cricket Pulse is saying that a lot of people have checked out. A lot of guys who were diehard fans are not even following Pakistan cricket, let alone the PSL.
I want to go to the Patreon chat that we had. Yusuf from the Patreon says, given the absolutely awful performance of the national team over the past 18 months, I found it very hard to get invested in this match. And Zen, below him, also seconds him, says, same here, man. Finding it really hard to give in anything. I mean, I'm sure he meant something else. But
the point of view is that, you know, when these guys come in the PSL, suddenly they're kings of the PSL. Shadab is taking wickets. Babar is the highest run scorer, scoring at 140 plus strike rate. Abdullah Shafiq is hard to get out. And suddenly, when these same guys go in the Pakistan team, it's as if they've forgotten how to play cricket. Yeah. So for some, the PSL has become a farce where it's like, what is actually happening? These guys are performing here, but are their skill levels not good enough to go to the national team and convert these performances? The PSL, we say it's the 10th edition, it's the biggest brand, but are we actually making progress internationally to this league or not?
I would second that. I would actually push back against that and ask you, is the PSL a product management league or is it an entertainment league?
Entertainment.
So then should that not be the first and foremost?
Well, so here's the thing.
I mean, I guess you could argue that you were not entertained by the opening ceremony, but that's not, we're talking about the cricket as well.
Here's the thing. The PSL, the franchise is the league. It is not for player development.
That's what
Yet Lahore Qalandars has a player development program.
That's more like a club thing. Like, you know, Manchester United has an under-19, under-17 team. Chelsea has an under-19, under-17 team. So players actually go through that route. One day maybe play for Chelsea and Manchester United. That's more, but that sport and that whole model is based off of like Manchester United club, that being like a club that is being, that works in grassroots football. Is Lahore, the franchise, a club? And then we've also been hearing talks from the owners talking about how they're not really, there isn't even really ownership for this team because they don't really quote unquote own it. They kind of rent it. And then, you know, it depends on who can come out and basically give the best bid. And then sometimes the rents stick. Sometimes they have to give it away.
This whole PDP thing is very tough because they did find a few good players. Haris Rauf is a product of their PDP program.
It's been 8 years.
At the same time, Salman Rashad is also a find of their PDP program. But Salman Rashad came in the PSL, played for Lahore, and then plays domestic cricket. And then Lahore, because of retentions, is not able to retain him. So he goes back in the draft, gets picked up by Zalmi. And then when they try to buy him back from Zalmi, Islamabad buy him for their team. So what is the actual purpose of them developing players when ultimately they can't retain them and they can't play on their team?
Sounds like there's a flaw in the model, Bashar. Maybe there should be players that are retained for multiple years, like the NBA does, like the NFL does, like every other sport does. I don't know if the IPL does this, but there is definitely talks of retaining. Like, why can't Shadab have like a 5-year deal with Islamabad United? That doesn't that just give you clarity? Like every year, Shadab is like, am I gonna play for IU? Like most likely, but I don't know until I get absolutely picked. And so maybe there should be a retention policy that spans over years. But then you can keep like magnifying it and going back to, well, the owners don't even know if they're going to have their team for more than 5 years. How can they commit to a player for 3 years or 5 years or whatever the case may be? And then you go back and you just keep zooming out and you're like, oh, the problem stems from just the foundation of this league.
The structure, correct.
The structure. So until and unless the owners have clarity on how long they can retain this team, how will they be able to tell their players that you can be retained? And that's the same thing that the Pakistan cricket team does, where how can the coach be sure that he's going to stay for 3 years and tell a player like Mohammad Haris to go out and play their game and you're going to play the next series if the coach doesn't know if they're going to be there for the next series?
That reminds me of a story that Rihan ul-Haq shared in the Cricket podcast. So Rihan was the manager of the Pakistan team during Pakistan's tour of Sri Lanka in the year 2023.
Yeah.
And
Pakistan won 2-0 there.
And this is the second test match where Sarfaraz Ahmed comes in through domestic performances, scores a century, match-saving century in Karachi against New Zealand, and then solidifies his place as Pakistan's keeper batsman. And Rizwan is on the bench. So in that match, Sarfaraz gets hit in the head, and there is a concussion test. And clearly Sarfaraz was, he's a bit dazzled by the hit. And Rihan goes up to Sarfaraz and he tells him that, Sarfaraz, I think it's best for you if you come off and we get Rizwan in as a sub replacement. We'll have you back in the next series. And Sarfaraz looks Rihan dead in the eye and he's like, he didn't say anything, but his eyes said that, Rihan, you don't even know if you'll be here next series. How can you guarantee me that I will be here in the next series or not?
It's the same thing in the PSL, like copy paste that same ideology. And then how can Ali Naqvi tell Shadab that, hey, you're going to be captain for Islamabad for the next 3 years if Ali Naqvi is going to renegotiate the whole situation in like 6 months? So that's where that comes from, I believe.
Let's talk about the actual match. Let's get into the match summary.
Do we have to?
I watched the whole match.
I mean, it's the opening game of the PSL, and it was the most lackluster, bloodless, absolutely boring game of T20 that I've ever seen.
I watched it.
Even though my team won, like I support United, but
I am absolutely loving the fact that these matches start at 11:30 p.m. here.
11:30 a.m.
a.m.
Yes.
Here.
For EST people, for people living on the East Coast, oh my God, we're in for a treat.
It is phenomenal. It is amazing. I think it's because the matches have gone into the April window, and April is typically a hot, humid time in Pakistan. So to make the weather cool down a bit, they've gone for that, I believe it's an 8:30 p.m. Pakistan time, SAR time, which makes the weather go a bit cooler.
That means the game goes go up until 11:30, 12, and there's kids in the stands, and there's school the next day. But you know what? Cricket is better than education.
Yeah, and actually this PSL window has expanded. It's a 5-week tournament this time. There's only, I believe, 3 or 4 doubleheaders. So the games are spaced out. They're not crammed into a 3-4 week calendar. So I like it.
Hey, that's what happens when you're the second best league in the world, running concurrently with another league that's going on somewhere close by, maybe like 300-400 kilometers away, actually. Let's talk about the game. Let's talk about it.
So Islamabad wins the toss and they bowl first. Islamabad absolutely loves chasing. Enough to give an opportunity to chase anytime, they will do it. And also, I think chasing in Pindi is favorable. And secondly, there was also some chances of Dew being there. So there's a good chance or a good decision for them to win the ball in the toss and ball first. Naseem Shah's first over, unplayable.
Here's the game. Here's the match ball that Naseem Shah used, not for this game, but for last season. And I'm holding it. And then Naseem, you can do so many wonders with this. We saw it in the first over. What happens with you after that?
So LQ has this new guy called Mohammad Naeem. And
yes.
I saw some footage of him batting in the nets and he was just smashing ballers left, right, center. I was like, yo, who is this guy?
Yeah.
And I went on his profile on Cricinfo and he's played no professional matches. This is his first ever professional game for any team on TV. And Naseem just had him squared up. He had no foot movement. He couldn't judge Naseem's pace. He couldn't judge the swing. And it was just as if that Naseem Shah and Azam Khan are playing amongst each other.
Yeah.
And Naeem is just there to just appreciate the bowling.
Yeah, it sounds. I remember there was a story. I think it was, who was it? Jadeja? Jadeja told that story. I think it was Kapil Sharma's show. Comedy with Kapil. What is the show's name?
Comedy Nights.
Comedy, whatever the show is. The Kapil Sharma show. And he talked about how like Wasim Akram and Moin Khan, you just used to play amongst each other. We should just watch the ball. It was one of those situations where Azam was just the one catching it, on to the next one. Naseem was the one swinging it away. They got 1 run in the first over. And then what happened to Naseem Shah after that, Bashar? The second over goes for 17. What is wrong with our guy here? 4 good balls, 2 bad balls, and they find a way to hit a boundary on one of the 4 good balls as well. So that he's getting 10 or 12 runs and over.
I made a joke on the Patreon WhatsApp chat, and I said that Pakistani bowlers would do amazing in the 100 league because in the 100, there's only 5 ball overs.
Yes.
Because Pakistani bowlers tend to only bowl 4 good balls in an over, then 2 bad balls. Amongst those 2 bad balls, at least 1 goes for a boundary.
The Naseem situation is such that, like, you and I have been pointing this out many times. A lot of people have noticing it. He likes to swing the ball away. He likes to hit it on a short to good length. And then when he doesn't get those wickets in the first 4 deliveries, he wants to swing it back in. But his deliveries are not swinging back in anymore. So it just
he's looking for the magic ball that starts on the middle stump and finishes on the off stump.
Yes, but it's not happening for him. So what happens is the ball just glazes down leg and he gets whipped for 4.
I think he needs a different variation. I think he needs like a scramble seam that just goes on with the angle. Because if he can swing it that much, his ball swings a lot out of his hand.
Yeah.
And it seams off the wicket as well. So if he can develop like a scramble seam ball that goes on with the angle.
And maybe bowl a bit fuller. Maybe he's still going for 17 and over. Might as well try something different and might be more attacking.
I think Naseem's whole mantra of bowling right now is to like be economical. And the lengths he was bowling were good lengths in this Pindi pitch because I was noticing anything too full, like even like on a just short of a good length, was going for a boundary. There were a few exquisite drives played by Abdullah Shafiq, and those were on good deliveries. It's only when you were bowling short length or back of a length where you were getting the batsman cramped up. So I think that's what Naseem was looking to do.
Thoughts on Jason Holder? First PSL game, debut, takes 4 for 26 and
What
4.
a replacement for Rana Fahim Ashraf.
Who thought? Who would have thought? What is Rana's best figures in for Islamabad? Is that maybe this is probably better than Rana's
Dude, but
figures?
Rana is an actual PSL legend.
Yeah.
22 batting average, 140 plus strike rate. I think he also averages 1 wicket per match at a pretty decent economy. So losing Rana was a big blow for Islamabad, but gaining Jason Holder is also a big benefit.
Yeah. So he comes out, he's man of the match, like player of the game for this game. 14 dot balls and just the deliveries. He basically put the game on one side when his spell came in. And honestly, Lahore Qalandars had no idea what to do. Like the most disgusting of his wickets was the Shaheen Afridi one. Shaheen Afridi's playing 6 balls, 2 runs, trying to smack everything inside edge bowled. Shaheen Afridi does not even look back and look at the wickets that were scrambled because of his actions. He just walks away.
I think the delivery against David Wiese was also quite disgusting.
Yes, disgusting is true.
Like David Wiese, I think he's 38 years old now. A lot of oldies playing in this match. And I just don't think he was ready for that Yorker.
I mean, let's talk about David Wiese a little bit. Like Lahore Qalandars is their entire motto is that this team is a family. And in families,
Hashtag Qalandar Brothers.
yeah, like in families, you have to sometimes support the older folk. But as a team, do you support the older folk? Like on merit basis, does David Wiese make the cut? In your opinion?
I think they look at
Didn't he
David
like actually
Wiese.
go for like a lot of runs as well? Like 17 runs and an over as well. So negative impacts by his performance for the Lahore Qalandars.
I think they look at David Wiese as a player plus mentor role.
You could do that from the bench.
Kind of like how Islamabad looks at Roman Reis. So Roman Reis doesn't play all the matches, but he is there as a player. Plus, he also served as their bowling coach a few years back. So he's a player, plus he's there to guide and mentor the young guys.
Does he have a spot in the playing 11, Bashar? Don't we beat around the bush?
I can't judge him by one match. This is too early.
Like, unless you're LeBron James, you can't be playing at 38. Because you're going to be giving performances like these.
I think
even Quick Info was quick to point out that Yorker that he got bowled on, like he had no idea what was
he
going
was
on.
late on it.
He was definitely late on that. He had no idea what was going on. So like,
and then that Shaheen dismissal, I'm going to go back to that because on this podcast for I don't know how many months, we've been talking about how Shaheen Afridi has one shot.
Yeah.
Clear the left leg and go swinging for it. I don't know how long it's going to take him for develop some shots or at least some proper technique where it doesn't look as ugly on the crease when he's getting out.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I brought it up. I think that was one of the more disgusting wickets that I saw in recent times. It's only been 40 overs of the PSL. So there's more to come to that, Bashar.
I wanted to also talk about a drop catch by Naseem Shah.
Mm.
This was in the power play where Naseem Shah is fielding on third man. it gave me flashbacks to delivery number 10.4,
Oh my God.
Pakistan versus India, Haris Rauf versus Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli just sticks his bat out, edges it, goes to third man. Naseem Shah is a good 2 seconds late in moving to react to the ball, right? So imagine if Naseem Shah had reacted to the ball early, tried to dive for the ball, maybe gets a hand on it, maybe the ball sticks, and maybe you get Virat Kohli out.
And
Right?
then it goes on to
It's
make a
all
century.
about chances and half chances and creating something out of nothing. Similarly, in this match, the ball goes in the air and Naseem Shah for a good second and a half doesn't move.
That's a long time in cricket.
That's a long time to get underneath the ball and judge it. So he's late to react. Ultimately, when he does react, he gets a hand to it and he drops the catch.
Mhm.
So I think Naseem Shah needs to work on his fielding because
Reflexes?
just being a good bowler at this level will not cut it.
Yeah, that's true. I totally agree. Abdullah Shafiq, ABD, as the people love calling him.
I don't
what-
like that name.
I don't know what he was playing. on.
ABD is AB de Villiers.
I mean, it's just easier to say, man. Abdullah ABD. Like, people are taking too much offense of this. Like, Bumrah's whole brand is boom boom. We have voiced it, but are we gonna like protest it? Oh man, just move on. It's okay. But ABD, Abdullah Shafiq comes out, scores 66 off 38, 173 strike rate. What the hell was he playing on? Completely different pitch. The real Pindi pitch was for ABD. Everybody else was playing on like Gall or something. Day 3.
Because the rest of the Lahore team scored 73 off 78 balls, 93.5 strike rate.
The 139 is all because of Abdullah Shafiq. Like, there's no way this was going to be a competitive total at all if it wasn't for Abdullah Shafiq. They should have been bowled out for 90, if I'm being honest.
The problem was that he was not getting any support from the other end. Like,
I
he's
mean-
scoring boundaries, scoring sixes, taking on Imad Wasim for a 6 down the ground, but on the other end, just collapsing.
This is like where Lahore just picked up where they finished off. You know, bottom of the table in PSL 9. They just came out, give this performance, which is kind of saved by Abdullah Shafiq. They sort of have a saving face when they go back into the dugout. But this is just like an abysmal performance. Like Sikandar Raza and Daryl Mitchell and Haris Rauf were the other 3 people that went in double figures. Everybody else was single figures, like 3 ducks. What is happening? Lahore Qalandars, have they lost the plot? How do you go from back-to-back wins and then you give these performances? Maybe, you know what? Maybe I have an answer for that. The same question. I'll give you two words. Rashid Khan.
Rashid Khan has left such a big void in this Lahore Qalandars team that Lahore is just not able to fill it up. And on top of that, they have a Fakhr Zaman who is coming back from injury. This is his first competitive match since the game against New Zealand in the Champions Trophy. So he's recovering from injury. This is his first competitive game. Then they have Mohammad Naeem, who's playing literally his first professional match at the PSL level. And he looked out of touch. Abdullah looked good. Daryl Mitchell, this is his first PSL match. Sam Billings, again, is a T20 Globetrotter. I hope that these guys will eventually fire up, but just as of now, it looks tough for Lahore.
Islamabad had to chase 140 in 120 deliveries.
Well, what did you make of Shady's bowling?
Oh, you want
First ball short, goes for 6.
I was like, oh my God, here comes 47 runs again in 3 overs. But he kind of pulled it back. He got 3 wickets. His economy ended up at 7.85, 12 dots. Not bad. I'm still not digging the new action that he's trying to rock. I liked his older action better. It was a bit higher. The position of the head was better. The arm was coming over his ears. This one comes a little bit more like side on. Like, I don't know what's going on. I hope he figures that out.
It looks
ASAP.
like he's hurrying through his action right now.
Yeah, no, he's also coming from like an angle. Like, you know, I'm trying to think in my head, like if I was a leg spinner, would I be coming that sharp of an angle trying to bowl? I would definitely, I don't know, maybe he's trying to get more spin out of the wicket, but that's the only reason why you would come on that angle, because then you would want to twist and you would want to bowl fuller and then hopefully turn and get some wickets. But I don't know, the first delivery, short pitch, gone for 6. I was like, this is going to be tough, but you know, he came back strong. What do you think?
I think he is lacking confidence in his old molding.
That's it.
I
That's
heard
all
him
it
in
is.
the post-match interview, and he said that he is hoping to release the ball, and then he's wishing the ball lands in the good area.
That's not how you
So
bowl.
he's just like he's doing his thing,
Yeah.
and he's hoping it pulls off.
I mean, do you remember like there's no comp between me and Shadab Khan, but in my early years as a leg spinner, when I used to play with St. Michael's in Karachi, one of the things that used to mess me up the most was that short ball delivery. I just did not have control over where I was delivering it. And it was the same mindset that Shadab Khan brings out, which is, hey, I'm just trying to hope that it lands in where I want it to land. And when you have that kind of a mindset, it's never going to land there. The only thing you can do is like look at where the leg stump is, look at where the pads are, and just hope and not hope, but like keep practicing and make sure that there's a box that you want to land in, and just hit that box 4 out of 6 times, and you'll be good.
Shadab was famous for bowling full tosses last year, and now he has gone to overcorrect himself so much that he is
He's
bowling
half
short
crackers.
stuff.
Yeah, it's tough.
But it is an improvement because last year it was full tosses and short ones. Now it's just short ones. So he's one more step.
It's early in the tournament, but Shadab Khan clicking for Islamabad United is very important. He did take 3, so I do respect him for that. And a 7.5 economy as a wrist spinner, it's not bad. It's not bad. Yeah. So Islamabad had to chase 140 and 120 deliveries. Sahib Zada Farhan, who let me check.
Wait. Before that, what did you make of Asif Afridi and his eye?
Yeah, what's going on with that?
So basically, in the National T20 Cup, Asif Afridi got injured while he was practicing. Ball hits him in the face.
Is this why he looks like he's 41?
No, he's 38 on paper, but again, he's from Peshawar, so probably officially he's 42.
Why is he in the Qalandars team?
Well, because he's a pretty good economical bowler.
And where was he for the past 20 years?
He played for Multan Sultans, actually. And then the past 2 years, he's been out because he got convicted for
What?
spot fixing.
Convicted.
I think he had a failure to report situation
Okay.
in the Kashmir Premier League. So he was banned for, I think, 2 years and suspended for 1 year.
Okay.
So now he's back.
I gotta call Samin Bhai and check this out. What's going on with this Asif Afridi chick?
And bro, he looks like, I don't want to say, he looks like Harvey Dent.
Let me see that.
He looks like Harvey Dent from Dark
Oh my
Knight.
god.
Because one part of his face just totally messed up.
Well, that's tough, man. They really tried to like.
Do you think that's how he got Andres Goose out? Like he just showed up to him?
I don't know, man. But that looks
deep eye contact.
That looks painful. That looks really painful.
But the commitment.
I mean, should he be playing with that kind of an eye situation where you get hit again? What kind of vision? Like, what kind of vision does he have? Does he have like? Can he see from both eyes? Like with that kind of pain, I wouldn't even know how to open that.
AB de Villiers played the last 2 years of his career with a detached retina. True story. His kid punched him in the eye, and he didn't even know it.
I mean, that happens. My kid punches me all the time.
He had no idea, but he was playing with a detached retina. So I'm sure that Asif Afridi in the PSL can play with a bit of a bruise on his eye.
All right. So Islamabad had to chase 140 in 120 deliveries. I've said that 3 times now. Let me check my notes. Sahib Zada Farhan scored, I believe, 1,341,000 runs in the National T20 Cup. And then he comes out and was about, 7 runs off 16 deliveries or 8 deliveries, something like that. Like he was in the game for 43 minutes, right? He scores 25 off 24.
And that,
why?
How many sixes did he score in that?
3.
3 sixes.
So he had 18 off 3, and then the other deliveries, I don't know, was the bowling that difficult? Like Asif Afridi was really weighing him down because Asif Afridi got like 15 off his 4 with a wicket. And I don't know, Sahib Zada Farhan looked like this guy scored 600 something runs in the National T20 Cup. Really? This guy? I don't know, man. I don't know what to make it.
Sahib Zada Farhan in the last 2 years in T20s for Peshawar has a 68.5 average and a 185 strike rate with 4 centuries.
Where? Guys, where is it?
But
like, I'm not saying that he should come out and score a 24 ball 50 right now, but where is the intent?
I don't think he's the problem. The problem is actually our domestic cricket, where if guys like him are consistently scoring runs, coming to the top of the Pakistan team for the PSL, and they don't have the ability to convert that, maybe the domestic stats are a bit inflated.
Yeah.
I don't think if they're the best metric to judge performances by.
Yeah, I mean, like Colin Munro was really early into the game, and he also took his time, but he covered it up. So maybe if Sahib Zada Farhan was given a bit more time, maybe he would have covered it up as well. But I'm not sure. I'm a bit hesitant to say anything because, again, really early in the tournament, but I wasn't really happy with the Sahib Zada Farhan performance. Maybe I'm going too harsh on this, but
let's give him some more time.
Yeah.
I was expecting a more high-scoring match here, just because Pindi Stadium.
Pindi, man.
Pindi has one of the highest run rates in T20 matches.
The average score is 187, is what I was told in the pre-match presentation.
I saw a stat where they showed during the match where Pindi is, I think, number 4 on the most high-scoring T20 matches, grounds. And amongst them were Trent Bridge in the UK, the Oval, the Wankhede Stadium, Pindi Stadium, and the Karachi Stadium.
Yeah. So I was, definitely. Like we've talked about how Lahore Qalandars definitely underscored here by at least 50 runs. They should have scored at 190 plus to have it even be remotely competitive. This was a walk in the park for Islamabad United. And Islamabad United start where they've left off, and Lahore Qalandars start where they left off, which does not look good for Lahore, but looks really good for Islamabad.
I want to also start off with where we left off with the Yashi Sports.
There we go.
Canada's home of cricket. We are approaching the cricket season here in Canada. This is just a few weeks away. My team is playing in 4 different leagues, and I need to be prepared. I prepare in the nets. In the nets, I need my gear. I get my gear from Yashi Sports. They have expert advice. They have top quality equipment, and they've given us the exclusive code BP10 for 10% off your purchase. We had somebody DM us saying that they bought pads from Yashi Sports and they used the code BP10 and they absolutely love their pads. Also, the winners of the Backward Point giveaway have been contacted. We have the winner for the bat, the glove, the jersey winner we picked out, but apparently that person is in the UAE. So we need to go back and pick up a new winner for the newsletter. So guys, Yashi Sports, check it out. Buy your equipment. Best place.
Let's hit the Patreon corner before we cash out for the day. We had Amar Amlani say, despite the failures, it did feel nice to see the crowd in the stadium and the general vibe. Undoubtedly, our team is quite bad right now, but PSL has been core reason behind rejuvenation of the cricket at home. It deserves to be celebrated, and it just reminded me of that cherry on the top was seeing Shaheen get ripped apart and ABD scoring the runs. Wow, there's a lot of Shaheen hate going on in the cricket discourse. I think people feel like Babar gets most of the slack, even though like Shaheen is the one costing 50 runs in a match. I don't know. That was Amar's words. Yusuf Shamsi says, I used to be completely against current cricketers being on live TV and talking about the current situation of the Pakistan cricket team. But looking at the situation of the PSL, I think it's much needed. And it leaves a little bit of an emoji there, Mr. Shamsi there. I still remember when Amir and Ahmad were making negative comments about Babar, the hype it got between the matches between Karachi Kings and Peshawar, or even Quetta and Peshawar. I think he's onto something here, because I think in order to develop a rivalry, you need a little bit of smack talk. And I actually kind of like the Islamabad United social media team when it comes to this, because they really stir up the rivalry. And the more rivalry there is, the more fun it is to watch. The Haris versus Shaheen thing, that's fun. The Babar versus Amir thing, that was fun because of the out of the game talky yap. So I'm kind of with Yusuf on this.
The only real rivalry we have in place is the Karachi versus Lahore one. That's only because people are like, oh, Karachi's better, Lahore's better. I've been to both places, by the way. Lahore is the better city. Karachi has better food.
Yes.
Where would I live? I would want to live somewhere where
Islamabad.
I can live in Islamabad, vacation in Lahore.
Wow, this is F marry kill with Karachi, Islamabad, and Lahore.
Go to Karachi for food.
Who'd you marry though? You marry Islamabad?
Islamabad.
There it is. Yeah, so that's the Patreon corner. We're going to be touching upon the Patreon corner every single day. PSL Daily is here, guys. Every single day, we'll be sitting across from you guys discussing our thoughts on the game that has just passed by. If you guys want to participate, join our Patreon. And, you can join the Patreon chat, which is lively. You can join the Discord, which is also lively. We will do something with the Discord followers as well. Maybe like a live stream or live chat one of the games as the games progress on Discord voice channels. Thank you to Sendwave for sponsoring the episode. Thank you for Yashi for sponsoring the episode. Thank you for Patreon for sponsoring the episode.
Thanks to me for being here.
Thank you, Bashar, for being here. Thanks to myself for actually showing up. And we actually shot this really early into the day so we could get this out ASAP for the fans.
We're hoping this is going to be like a Backward Point daily, the morning after episode.
Yes,
so it's
most likely.
You watch the match at night, you wake up in the morning, and the first thing you do is you open YouTube and you go to Backward Point's channel and you listen to us.
100%. All right, so we're going to tune out for today. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place, same Backward Point, PSL Daily number 2. You guys will see you on the next one.
Cheers.